Hello, students, and welcome back to my channel. Tonight in this lesson, we're going to be working on a fun little lesson called, wait a second, Eggcorns. So let me tell you about these Eggcorns. Well, Eggcorns are funny little words and phrases. I think that calling these words Eggcorns is very funny. Let me show you why. An eggcorn is a linguistic mistake where a word or phrase is misheard, misunderstood, or misinterpreted. People replace words or phrases with similar sounding words or phrases that seem to be logical or make sense, but they are in fact just wrong. In this lesson, I am going to give you lots of examples so that you will be able to use these words correctly and with confidence. First of all, why are they called eggcorns? Many English people mispronounce the word eggcorn and say eggcorn instead, and that's how they got their name. An eggcorn is the fruit of an oak tree. It is a nut containing a single seed, and only oak trees produce acorns. These are acorns and not eggcorns. You see how similar sounding they are? That's where the errors occur. There is a line in the Jimi Hendrix song Purple Haze where he says, "Excuse me while I kiss the sky." And much later, I found out that many people heard, "Excuse me while I kiss this guy." I never heard that in this song, even after hearing it thousands of times. So of course, I found it to be very funny. So this video is about eggcorns and the crazy things people hear. But a misheard lyric isn't technically an eggcorn, it's a mondegreen, but we're going to do a compilation of misheard words and phrases nonetheless. Here are a few. People say it spread like wildflowers. They should say it spread like wildfire. When we want to say that something spread quickly and uncontrollably, we say that it spread like wildfire and not wildflowers, even though wildflowers spread quickly and cover large areas. Some rumors and fake news stories spread like wildfire on the internet, so always fact check everything you read. This is wildfire. These are wildflowers, so don't mix them up. People say especially. They should say especially. Don't be fooled by this word by comparing it to expect or exception. The correct pronunciation is especially. The word especially doesn't exist in the English language, so don't use it. I love homemade pizza, especially with all the toppings like peppers, mushrooms, and lots of cheese. People say espresso. They should say espresso. This is a very common error, probably because it sounds like express, which means fast, but it's really espresso. I like to have a good cup of espresso to wake me up and get me going in the morning. Here is a lovely cup of espresso. Yum, I love it. People say, I could care less. They should say, I couldn't care less. I could care less means you care at least a little bit, which is the opposite of what people are trying to convey. I couldn't care less means that you don't care at all and that you have no care left to give, and this is the correct way to say it. She was telling everyone that I don't know how to do my job, but I couldn't care less what she says. Just like in this picture, gossiping and spreading rumors is not nice. But that one's very true. I often hear English people say, I could care less. And I can't imagine why they say that, because it's, I couldn't care less. That's the correct way to say it. People say cease and assist when they should say cease and desist. Cease and desist means to stop doing something immediately because it is illegal or infringes upon the legal rights of someone. We often see this term used in copyright claims, lawsuits, and other legal warnings. To assist means to help. So if you say cease and desist, it's like you are asking someone to stop doing what they are doing and help you instead. So that's not correct. If you use copyrighted material, you will surely receive a cease and desist letter just like this one. So don't use copyrighted material. People say duct tape. They should say duct tape. Duct tape is used for sealing ducts in heating or air conditioning systems and fixing many other things. Duct tape would be used for fixing broken or damaged ducts. I used duct tape to cover the hole in my tent, and when it rained, the rain didn't come in and all our stuff didn't get wet. Duct tape has been so widely and commonly mistakenly used that a company actually markets its duct tape product as duct tape, which is just too funny. So for clarity, this is a duck. This is a broken duck. And this is duct tape. So that's the difference. People say scapegoat when they should say scapegoat. A scapegoat is a person that is unjustly and falsely blamed for problems or mistakes caused by another. And a scapegoat is a goat that escaped from the pen or the farm in search of freedom and a better life. The manager was at fault for that failure, but he used Jack as the scapegoat to avoid taking responsibility. Oh, that's terrible. This is an escaped goat in hiding. Look at this guy. He escaped the pen on the farm. He ran away. Now he's hiding. He wants to be free. This is an escaped goat, not a scapegoat. People say for all intensive purposes. They should say for all intents and purposes. For all intents and purposes means essentially, effectively, or when something is true in a practical sense. He hasn't officially handed in his resignation, but for all intents and purposes, he doesn't work here anymore. They didn't sign the contract yet, but for all intents and purposes, it's a done deal, so we can celebrate. Yay, they're all celebrating. People say damp squid. They should say, excuse me, damp squib. A squid is a marine animal with large eyes, a soft body, and tentacles equipped with suckers, like an octopus or a cuttlefish. A squib is a small explosive like a firecracker. Let's start that sentence over. A squib is a small explosive like a firecracker. If it gets wet or damp, it won't explode as it is supposed to. A damp squid means a wet octopus. So this phrase is incorrect and is a common mistake. A damp squib refers to something that was supposed to be exciting or impressive, but turned out to be a disappointment or a failure. He told everyone that the party would be great and filled with lots of surprises and many fun and interesting people, but hardly anyone showed up. It was a real damp squib. This is a damp squid, which would be a wet octopus. People say, nip it in the butt. They should say, nip it in the bud. To nip it in the butt means to bite someone on their behind or rear ends, or your butt. And that's neither fun nor nice. To nip it in the bud means to stop something early before it grows into a problem or something unwanted. If you nip a bud on a plant early, it won't bloom. The teacher saw the students teasing the new student, so she scolded them and nipped it in the bud before things got worse. I woke up with a sore throat, a headache, and a slight fever, so I took some medicine to nip it in the bud. Just like this girl is doing, she's nipping some of the plants in the bud so that they can't grow. People say butt naked. They should say buck naked. Buck naked means that a person is completely naked and not wearing any clothes. The exact origin of this phrase is unknown, but it's the correct way to say it. Butt naked is commonly but incorrectly used because when you are completely naked, your butt is exposed, not realizing that his whole family had come to his house while he was taking his shower. He walked out of the bathroom buck naked. Oh no, that's terrible. Look at this guy. At least he had his towel to cover himself. He was buck naked and he walked out. The whole family was there. Oh my gosh. How embarrassing. Okay, so there you have it. That's your Eggcorns #1. So you guys already know if there's a 1, there's going to be a 2. But before we get there, if you guys are having difficulty with your English and you want to improve it quickly, you can get yourselves a copy of Basic English. This is the 4th edition. We know that because it's written right here at the top. This book is published and distributed everywhere in the world by McGraw-Hill. So it's very easy to find online, especially on Amazon. It's very easy to find. So if you guys decide to get a copy of this workbook, I want you to start on the first page, complete every page right through to the end of the workbook. The answer key is at the back to support you while you are learning. If you have difficulty with your verb tenses in English, you can get yourselves a copy of English Verb Tenses, also available everywhere online. Easy to find, of course, on Amazon. This book will really help you to perfect and master your English verb tenses. If you get a copy of this book, I want you to start on every single page, on the first page, and complete every page right through to the end of the workbook. The answer key is at the back to support you while you are learning. So that's all I have to say for now. So I'm going to get ready to put up Eggcorns #2. So for now, Goodbye for now, and I'll see you shortly in the next video.